All right, people. We are going to be in one heck of a ride with this movie, BrightBurn. It is a crazy roller coaster. Let's not waste no more time. Let's get straight to the review. So let's get it.
Welcome to the Kaiba Show.
All right, people. So this movie is starring Elizabeth Banks, David Denham, Jackson Dunn, and is directed by David Yarvesky. And basically, the premise of this movie is just picture Clark Kent coming down to Earth and growing up and ending up, he's ending up being the opposite of who we know he's supposed to be, this superhero savior to the world. And basically, he's the opposite of that. He ends up being this murderous demon child. And that's what we get in this movie, BrightBurn. We have this kid that comes to Earth, crash lands, via ship, and this little boy is he's something else, man. So let's talk about what worked for the movie. First off, the chemistry between Elizabeth and David was really, really good. To see the dynamic of, we have two parents that, they can't have a child, basically. This movie is literally the opposite of Superman. So they're having fertility issues. They can't have a child, and the boy crash lands as a baby, and they raise this boy up to be their own. So you see the dynamic of them raising this child. He starts wilding out, and just like typical parents, we don't want to believe it. We don't want to believe that our kid that we think is innocent, this beautiful kid that we think is innocent, is out here causing mass hysteria, massacring people. And just to see that dynamic, like these two were, they played well with each other. The chemistry was there. They really fit the role as this little kid's parents. And this movie is a horror sci-fi, so don't get it twisted. This movie is not to bring little kids to go see. This is a hard movie, hard. And the horror aspect of it really worked in the movie, because when the little kid pops off, this little boy pops off, man. I'm talking about, like, I was not expecting the kills to be this graphic, man. There's this one scene where I was like, oh shoot, like, yo, he really did homie like that. Like, this boy, let me tell you, if Clark Kent was ever like this, oh man, we gotta watch out, because there's nothing that could stop this kid. This kid is nuts, man. I don't want to give too much away, but just basically something happens in the story where it triggers him, and he just goes nuts, man. And the parents, Elizabeth Banks acting, David Dunham, he did an awesome job as a father. And this little boy, man, the kills in this movie, the horror aspect of the movie, like, it really worked. Like, I feel like, I'm so speechless with this movie, man. Like, I had a feeling the movie was going to be good, but I'm like, I didn't know it was going to be this good. This movie, this was a solid movie, and I feel like those were the elements that worked with it. It didn't have, like, the jump scares. This movie, it didn't rely on that. It was just the suspense, like, of what this little boy is going to do next. It's like, this movie is like a mixture of Chronicle / The Good Son. Because if any of y'all know The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin, it was hard for the family to believe that this little boy was doing this. And it's the same thing with this movie. Like, except for the father. Father had an inkling, because he's like, yo, this boy not from another planet. I mean, he's not from here. He's from another planet. But still, at first, they was just like, nah, not him. He couldn't have done this. So it's like Chronicle / The Good Son / Superman. But this little boy is the opposite of Superman. Superman's here to save us. This little boy out here like, yo, I'm about to wreck-ish. Like, I'm about to tear it all up. And I feel like those are the elements that really, 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 like, work for the movie, and it worked well. All right, so what didn't work for the movie? All right, there's not a lot with this movie. But basically, let me start off with saying this. One of the things that didn't work for the movie is the movie's 90 minutes long, so it's too short. Character development is not 100% there. You know, it's fast paced, people. It's fast paced. This movie is taking off from the finish line. Like, we ain't got no time to really explain. Y'all get where we going with this movie. This little boy and this family is the Kent family basically, but you know, we ain't trying to get sued, so we're gonna change the names around and we're gonna make this boy be evil instead of being good. And that was one of the things, yo. The pace of the movie was so quick. There's not really good character development with some of the characters. It's just like, bam, we here. We here. Like, y'all ready for this ride? Because we here. So I feel like that was one of the things that was just, you know, it's not a huge negative, but it's like a little small negative. I feel like the movie should have been at least a half an hour longer. This movie should have easily been 2 hours long. We needed just a little bit more backstory on the ship and the kid, and you know, just a little bit more with the parents and get the whole dynamic, because it felt like this was like an origin movie too at the same time for this little kid. So I felt like that should have been one of the things that they should have focused on. You know, just give us 2 hours so you could like develop the kid just a little bit better, so we could fully grasp like the story. And I think that's the only thing that just really kind of bothered me with the movie. The movie was good. I just wanted more. I just wanted more some more story from this. I wanted more character development, and I felt like that was the only thing that they really dropped the ball with. Yeah, and I think that's about it. Just make the movie just a little bit longer. The movie should have been 2 hours, not 90 minutes. I feel like 90 minutes for any movie, especially a movie like this, you're not giving the people that's going out to pay to watch this movie any just due by making it feel like it's a little rush, you know. But other than that, I feel like that was the thing that didn't really work for me with the movie. All right, people. So on the Kaiba scale, 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this movie a solid 8. This movie was good. This movie is the Chronicle slash Good Son slash Superman. This is a sleeper for me for 2019. I feel like this is the equivalent to A Quiet Place, where people probably gonna go in with low expectations, not expecting too much, and then they're gonna leave out the theater and be like, wow, this movie is crazy. I definitely recommend seeing this movie in the theater. Definitely recommend buying it on Blu-ray. I don't know, people. I'm just speechless right now. This little boy, crazy man in this movie, man. This dude, yo, he is just murking people, man. So yeah, man. If you like what you seen, you want to see more, please hit the subscribe button. After hitting the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you get notified every time I upload a video. And leave a comment, hit the like button at the bottom.